You've heard all the talk about global warming and you probably think it's some futuristic problem. Well, what if I told you it was a harsh reality? It could be. Either way, we still need to do something about it. The only way we can help reduce global warming is by reducing our own outputs of greenhouse gases. Global warming causes many different problems to this one place we call Earth and home. It creates rising in sea levels, the changes in global temperature, and warming and acidification of the oceans. In this last century, the sea level has risen by 0.1 degrees Celsius, according to the IPCC report of 2013 for policymakers. The rising in sea level is caused by the melting of glaciers and polar ice caps. According to the National Geographic article of June 2014, it has been estimated that if the entire Greenland ice sheets were to melt, that the sea level would raise by 23 feet. That's enough to completely submerge London. The average global temperatures have been on the rise as well. Since 1880, they have risen by 0.8 degrees Celsius, and that is according to the NASA's GISS program. And 2/3 of that warming has actually occurred after 1975. The oceans have also been warming up. The upper 75 meters of the ocean has warmed by 0.11 degrees Celsius. This is another fact found on the IPCC report of 2013. Well, what causes this? Well, according to NASA's climate change website, which I visited on December 2nd of 2014, it explains that sunlight enters in through our atmosphere and heats our surfaces of the earth and then bounces back into space. Well, while it is bouncing back, greenhouse gases absorb some of this heat and trap it into our atmosphere. With greater quantities of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, the more warming will occur. These greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and methane. According to the US EPA 2013 report, these emissions are caused by the burning of fossil fuels, transportation fuels, industrial processes, agricultural byproducts, and power stations. Well, you're probably wondering, well, how does this affect me? How does this affect our Earth? These cause ocean acidification, alteration of ecosystems, and disruptions in our agricultural processes. Ocean acidification is a major problem when it comes to the causes of global warming causes. 1/3 of the CO2 emitted by humans since the 1800s has been absorbed into our ocean. And this is a statistic found on the ICC report for 2013 policymakers. And this absorption of the CO2 decreases the pH levels in the ocean, and it becomes more acidic. The acidification leads to changes in marine life. It dissolves coral reefs, which are home to many different species and protections to other. Some species can only survive in certain pH levels, and with the changes of that, it causes extinction. Another thing global warming does is changes our agricultural processes. Climate change could create warmer temperatures, which our crops can't survive on, so it will reduce our yield. According to the US Environmental Protection Program, corn yield would decrease by 10% with higher temperatures. And extreme temperature and precipitation changes would prevent crops from even growing at all. Also, with the rising of the heat will cause more weeds and pests since they thrive in warmer temperatures, which could destroy crops entirely. And one of the biggest issues that we have with global warming, and the last one I'm going to talk about today, is the alteration of ecosystems. Climate changes create changes in the timing of the seasons, which could disrupt reproduction patterns of many species. It also could create changes and create more pathogens and diseases that could wipe out entire populations of species. And with these different changes, it creates a ripple effect throughout the entire food web with any decline or increase of a population of species. Well, now you're thinking all these horrible things, what can I do to help? Well, in order to help, we can each decrease our emissions of CO2. If you may think, oh, I'm just one person, what am I going to do? Well, if 1,000,001 people all stand up together, that's 1,000,000 people taking part in decreasing their own greenhouse gases. One thing you can do is recycle. It helps to conserve energy and reduce pollution and greenhouse gas emissions from the reduction of the excretion, manufacturing, and disposal processes. Also, by composing your own food and yard waste, you can decrease the amount of waste that's sent to landfills where they burn everything and release all those emissions into the air. Another thing you could do is be more energy efficient. By conserving energy and using efficient lighting, you can reduce your electricity usage and decrease the amount of greenhouse gases the electric company puts out. You can reduce this by turning off unnecessary lights and appliances. You can also use Energy Star labeled products, which are the superior energy savers of electric products, according to U.S. Environmental Protection Program. And by using heating and cooling smartly, by changing air filters regularly, and using programmable thermostats. You could also be more water efficient. By reducing the amount of water you will use, it will help to reduce the production process and cleaning and supplying of water, which also releases greenhouse gases. According to EarthEasy.com, which I visited on December 14th, the top 5 ways you can be more water efficient are: check your faucets, pipes, and toilets for leaks. 2, take shorter showers. 3, insulate your water pipes. 4, turn off your water after you wet your toothbrush when brushing your teeth. And 5, use dishwashers and clothing washers only when they're on full loads. The last thing I'm going to talk to you today about what you can do is by spreading the word. By making more people aware of this issue and letting people know what's going on will create a ripple effect. The more people that are joining together and helping out their own reductions creates a big ripple of the reduction of the greenhouse gases. I encourage you to do these little things that I've shared with you today, which create the biggest difference to the one planet we have. Recycle, be more energy efficient and water efficient. Spread the word. Doing these small little things will have the biggest impact if we all take our part. We only have one world, one future, and one chance to make it count.